What's going on?
Will McClay with the Cowboys. Got somebody who wants to talk to you.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Eric.
What's going on?
This is Jerry Jones.
Mr. Jones.
We're fixing to turn that card in for you to be a Cowboy.
Who the fuck is that?
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up and yo, we are days away from the NFL draft. And what I want to do today is talk about some prospects that you might not be familiar with, right? Because when you go through some of these mock drafts or you watch different mock drafts online, there is a lot of prospects that you might not have even heard of before. We go back to last year, Eric Scott Jr., Jalen Brooks. We were all kind of set back and was like, who? Right? So what I want to do is talk about a few prospects that the Dallas Cowboys could be circling that you can hear their name being called next week. And I want you guys to have the jump on everybody else because that's what we do in this community. So the very first one, Tyrese Chambers, Maryland wide receiver. So Tyrese is kind of an unknown, but the Dallas Cowboys have met with him extensively. He's 6 foot, 195 pounds. Now, if you go back at his time at FIU, didn't have a season last year, but if you look at him just from a production value and just kind of an athleticism, he definitely has some upside potential. And like I said, the Dallas Cowboys have met with him a few times. So Tyrese Chambers is a name that you can hear on day 3 that could possibly be drafted by the Dallas Cowboys. So I want you guys to pin that name down. Out of Maryland, like I said, he's an unknown. Not hearing a lot of people talk about him, but the Cowboys could kind of have him in their back pocket. Another guy, linebacker, Jordan McGee, out of the University of Temple. He's a multi-purpose linebacker. I mean, he can pretty much play middle linebacker and also will linebacker as well. 6 foot 228, so he's a little bit on the smaller side. Ran a 4.5. But he predominantly played middle linebacker at Temple in their 4-2-5 scheme. Had 80 plus tackles the last 2 years. And the good thing I like about Jordan McGee is he's a former quarterback, right? So he has good IQ. When you watch him play, he can read and diagnose well. That's some of his quarterback radar kicking in. But he's extremely athletic, play basketball, play baseball. He's just a pure athlete. Now, the one thing I will say about Jordan McGee, he isn't the best tackler. He's a little bit light, so he's not your downhill mauler that's going to come out and blow things up. But if you're looking for an athletic project, a guy that can read and digest, that you can coach up and maybe have that upside potential, Jordan McGee, who was also a Dallas Cowboys 30 visit, is definitely a prospect Cowboys Nation should keep their eyes on. Number 3, another linebacker, Nathaniel Bookie Watson Jr., linebacker out of Mississippi State. Now, he is a bigger linebacker. He's 6'2", 233, ran a 4.6 40, and he is a pure tackling machine. Cowboys Nation had 137 tackles last year. The prior year had 113 tackles. Like, he is all over the place. So if you're looking for a size linebacker that has the frame that you're looking for at the NFL level, Nathaniel Watson is definitely that guy. So he has the size. He plays with a lot of a reckless abandon. He's coming downhill. He plays with his hair on fire. Now, the one thing, kind of going back to Jordan McGee is more of your athletic IQ guy. Nathaniel Watson is more of your game record. So I think that his IQ needs to increase, right? He doesn't diagnose well. Sometimes he gets misdirected because he's just playing with his hair on fire, playing on his toes versus sitting back in his heels being patient. So he can definitely be coached up. But if you're looking for a player that has the frame, that has the size, that has the athleticism, Nathaniel Watson Jr., linebacker out of Mississippi State, is definitely one of those prospects. Number 4, this is a guy who had a good season in the Big 12, and that's Ammani Bailey, running back out of TCU. Now, I know a lot of Cowboys fans are looking for size. You're looking for brute force, right? You're looking for 250 when it comes to your running back position. But Ammani Bailey, he's 5'7", 206 pounds, but he's kind of short and stout, right? So he's not your Braylon Allen type running back or your Audric that a lot of you guys are talking about. But He is a very dynamic running back. Ran a 4.640, had 1,200 yards last year, 8 touchdowns for TCU. And remember, he's set behind Keandre Miller. So he's been kind of waiting patiently for his turn. And when he got his opportunity, he definitely took advantage of it. When you watch Ammani play, has good speed, has good feet. Not a power back, but he's agile. He had over 70 plus forced missed tackles, right? A very hard worker. So he's going to be a guy who's going to come in and just do his job. So whether he is a day 3 pick or an undrafted free agent, I think Ammani Bailey out of TCU is definitely a prospect at the running back position that can add a lot of value. Now, what are some negative knocks on him? Not the best in pass pro, so you definitely don't want to have him out there protecting, especially for the Cowboys, because we ain't got no left tackle, right? But if you're looking for a talent and you want to kind of fill in this running back room, even though they got some younger guys in there, Ammani Bailey is definitely a prospect you should consider. And once again, he was also a 30 visit for the Dallas Cowboys. And number 5, Matt Goncalves, offensive tackle out of the University of Pitt, was a 30 visit for the Cowboys, also a Shrine Bowl that the Cowboys were involved in with the Shrine Bowl, 6'6", 327. Now, when you look at the measurables, and y'all know I'm really not much of a measurable guy, I'm more of a film guy, but he has smaller hands, smaller arms. But when you watch him play, he has good hand placement, he handles the bull rush well, so he plays with some power, can anchor in a little bit. He's athletic and can move to the second level. The real question that I have for him is what's going to be his position. He did have the ability to play left tackle and right tackle when at Pitt. He kind of feels more guardish to me, but being 6'6", you don't see a lot of big 6'7", 6'8", 6'6" guards at the NFL level. So it's going to be, where is his position? I think he's going to be a tackle at the NFL level. Now, where he's really probably going to struggle is with a lot of those speed rusher guys, right? Dealing with like a Micah Parsons. He doesn't move laterally the best, right? Not that agile, but he does have athleticism. So there's going to be some opportunity for him to grow. But just looking at the prospect, he is a mold of clay. And we know the Dallas Cowboys definitely like molds of clay that they can get in-house, that they can work with, and they can start to build and maybe find a diamond in the rough. And I think Matt could possibly be one of those guys that can give you that swing opportunity, whether you move on from Matt Valesco or Josh Ball or whoever, right? A guy that if you get him into camp, he can definitely make things happen. So these are some guys on day 3 you should definitely keep an eye out on, Cowboys Nation. I know day 1, that's where all the excitement is, man. That's the show, right? But the real work is done on day 2 and day 3 of the draft. And these are just a few names you should definitely circle. So comment below, Cowboys Nation. Let me know some other names like, oh, wait, Tuck, I see the sleepers you're talking about, but here's a few sleepers, and we'll definitely take a look at them and address them as we gear up for the NFL draft next week. Y'all know we're going to be live. Y'all know us Wizards are going to set the stage, and we're going to go ham on draft day, but we still got some work to do as we gear up for next Thursday, man. So comment, like, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. Turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And it's draft season, y'all. Let's get it, Wizards. Peace.